most of people in OSF, I know them, they know us, and people who don't know us. So a little intro. Muhammad Siddiqui, my wife. Normally, I don't call her my better half. I call her my best full. Yeah, because always, and there is a reason behind it. Because whatever we are doing today in Milton, it's not about like these talks, but it's about awareness. It's about like community well-being, community wellness. I'm so thankful for OSF and their whole team for continuously inviting us and giving this opportunity. Now, without further ado, as you know the topic, and I don't know people who are sitting at the back, can you see it clearly? Because it's not the ideal projection, but can you see it clearly? If not, for you it's not clear. So, if you can dim the light. Okay. Okay. So can we do something a little bit about the light? A little bit? Much better? But then you should promise nobody would sleep. Huh? In this
While you're talking, nobody can sleep.
in this cozy environment. Okay, fine. Right. So without further ado, topic is about sure. So before we start, Dr. Afshin.
Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. Welcome to all of you. I'd like to first of all say thank you to OSF for inviting us over here. And I'd also like to thank the respected guests from Milton Hospital and also our regular guests that come here and they listen to us. And we are very grateful that you all are here. And as you know, that Dr. Siddiqui mentioned, I'm Dr. Afshin Siddiqui, and I'm here for the awareness of cognitive decline and how can we prevent it. And the compliment he just gave me, I like to dedicate this compliment to all the wives because I believe we all are like that. And it's our dedication towards our husbands and the families that, make the life go on. And now we would like to
start. So before we embark on this journey together, right? We always try to make it interactive as much as it's possible, not boring. So what we try to do, we are not using any medical terminologies here. It's like, the awareness about, as Dr. Anjum, you mentioned, Alzheimer's, dementia, the interchangeable terminologies, and what is expected with you, because most of you, I believe, you are not at the stage of having Alzheimer or dementia, but this is how to protect and how to prevent happening this thing. And Kathy, when you were mentioning about CT scan, I was so excited because I've spent 15 years working as a radiologist. Yeah, so I can imagine how important a new state-of-the-art equipment is important. So congratulations once again. Thank you. So a little disclaimer, whatever we are discussing here is not a medical advice, it's all about awareness. Now, a little bit of agenda. What's today's goal? So when you walk out of this session today, we would like you to understand what's a normal brain aging is versus the dementia or Alzheimer brain. Secondly, learn about dementia and its type, because that's the most confusing part of the whole scenario. People, they don't know the difference between dementia, Alzheimer's, or what comes in between. Thirdly, we will discover daily brain health strategies, which again, you don't need to hit the gym, you don't need to go and do something special, whatever you can do in the comfort of your home on a daily basis. So this is what we will proceed. So, what is cognitive vitality? Or first of all, what is cognitive brain function? It means it's having a sharp, active and engaged mind most of the time. And whenever we talk about seniors, I always mention we should not, or you should not consider yourself as retired or as abandoned, not at all. You are recycled teenagers and you have to rewire your brain. You have to keep your brain active. Everybody sitting in this room is having more than 40 years of experience in his or her life. And imagine how many we are here. So it's a matter of hundreds of years of experience. So never ever estimate yourself when it comes to productivity, when it comes to knowledge. Now, it's all about memory, it's all about learning, decision making, and emotional well-being. And yes, you have correctly heard it, mental and emotional is a part and parcel with your physical well-being or your overall well-being. We cannot disregard it at all. Now, aging and the brain. Normal aging includes slower recalls, not memory loss. And when I say slower recalls, that it's okay to not remember, very old like phone numbers, and especially with the advent of new devices, we don't tend to memorize things as we used to do before, right? So it's not like a cognitive decline. It's basically use it or lose it. So because we are not using our brain, that's why we lose the capability of memorizing things. So this is one thing we have to differentiate. Secondly, that distinguishing between normal changes from early signs of cognitive decline is the key. Like we will be discussing the red flags when, as a common person, you should be considering seeking a professional help, either for you or for any loved one with you. So that's the main thing. Now, by definition, what is dementia, right? Can anyone in the audience tell me, without reading here, what is dementia? What's your own definition of dementia?
Loss of memory.
Loss of memory. Anything else?
Not remembering immediate events.
Okay, like recent memories and stuff like this. Okay. Now, as I said, dementia is a big umbrella. It's not one single thing. It's a bigger umbrella, and under this umbrella comes different things which you should know. As an educated, common person, you should know the difference between dementia and other things. So it's a group of symptoms affecting memory, thinking, and social abilities. Most common types, I put it chronologically, that Alzheimer is the most commonly used language or part. And Alzheimer is the disease which is responsible for 50 to 65% of the total dementia. So that's number one. Couple of things more, like there could be vascular dementia, there could be Lewy body dementia, there could be frontotemporal, or the last but not the least is a mixed type of dementia, in which a person living with dementia, he or she can represent with a mix of picture. Again, the scope of this talk is not to give you the way of diagnosis. It is just to identify the root cause and then to know how to get help, where to get help, and what are the red flags.
Physical movement. And especially our guests were from Milton District Hospital. They can understand how important, when we talk about the golden years and the people who are moving towards their golden years, how important it is, the physical activity, to maintain not only the healthy lifestyle, but also to bring longevity to the overall life. So think your body as overall, as we have muscles all over the body. God has created our body in a way that the more we use the muscles in our body, the more we use our body, the healthier and in the more working condition it gets. Think our brain as a muscle, although it is not a muscle, but just imagine that our brain is also like a muscle. The more we are using the muscle, the more healthier it will get, and the more it will work. So physical activity in general, don't think it's only for your whole body, but it's also for your mind, for your emotional well-being. Why? Because physical activity, when we do exercise, it releases something that's called endorphins, and they are called happy hormones. So when we work out, after we have finished workout, we feel we have accomplished something. And people who do regular workouts or they do regular exercise, they can understand this feeling that if they get a break, in their routine for a little while, then they start getting upset, or they think that they're missing something. So physical activity is very important. It is one of the most important component in the longevity of life. And there are certain guidelines which are going to help you what kind of exercise you need to do for your overall body as well as for your mind. That's going to help you. It says aerobic activity. Aerobic activity is something like brisk walking. So weekly you need to do in general, which is recommended, is 150 to 300 minutes. Moderate intensity per week, that is brisk walking. So if we divide it into minutes per day, it's going to become 22 minutes brisk walking, like really fast walking, or 40 minutes like a slow walk. Every day that we all need to do, and especially the people who are moving toward their senior years. It is recommended. And activities can be combination of moderate and vigorous intensity. Like if somebody are into going to the gym and they are they're doing aerobics or weightlifting, that is another thing. And they can kind of include them or do a combination of all of them with the walking. But walking is one of the most important, I would say, ingredient when it comes to physical activity. And then it comes the muscle strengthening activities. Muscle strengthening is one of the basic factor in our, especially culture. There is a, I would say, stigma that, oh, now you're old, why are you going to the gym? And this is a place for the youngsters. Oh no, I would say that youngsters are already active in their life. But gym is basically, or weightlifting is basically, I would say, if somebody asks me who should do it more, I would give priority to the ones in middle-aged towards the senior years. Why? Because as we age, the protein from our body, it starts depleting, and the muscles, we start to lose our muscles. So we need to, as far as diet is concerned, we need to take more protein, and weightlifting is going to improve the muscle and reduce the fat. So the muscle will lose the fat and it will gain more, there will be more protein and there will be more muscle building. So it's going to help you standing, getting up from the chair. And in our culture, we pray. So we pray, we go down. And it's a very common, I would say, people complain that we cannot now, our knees are not helping us. And so we cannot do prostration, we cannot sit. Well, this weightlifting with your hands, when you use it, when you use your knees a lot, it's going to help you to improve your muscles. So you will be in more condition of walking, you will be more into your daily routine. And also comes the behavior, the sedentary behavior, which is very common in the, of course, middle-aged towards the senior years, people with the golden years. There is a stigma also when it comes to our culture that when they're seniors, they're working in the house, or they're going outside, or they're doing grocery shopping, and people are, neighbors are getting out their house. Oh my God, where are your children? I mean, what are they doing? They're sending you? You went up there? No, but this is wrong. This is our South Asian culture, which says that as the parents grow old, they belong to a big, beautiful chair in the living room, and they should sit there. Well, this is, I think, their way of respecting. But the thing is that what you need for your well-being is to walk, to move. The more we move, as I mentioned, the more it's going to help us to retain and to improve. So this is sedentary behavior, is like you need to get up and do your own daily activities as well as help others, your neighbors, go out for the gardening, for a walk, or if you have very close by park, go out for a park, go to your neighbor's house, and use the car as much as you can, and try to stay in the, I would say, mainstream or in the loop, so in order to improve. And then for older adults, we have a similar exercise routine, just like for everyone, but we can add something which is going to improve the balance. For adults, for older adults, we need more muscle strengthening as well as more balance exercise. And you would be thinking that we're here for dementia. Why is she talking about physical activity? Dementia has a direct link to the physical activity in a way that the more the blood flow, the more important, the more faster and the more fluent the blood flow is in the body, there is less chances of getting hit by any kind of dementia. So the balance is one of the important thing and one of the most, I would say, crucial thing that doctors look for in the sign when they suspect that there is some kind of dementia, and which is balance. They will ask you to walk in a straight line. So how? You have to put one foot in front of the other, like this, and walk. I wish if there was seating in a way I would have, made you practice a little bit with me. But right now I can demonstrate because this is what we request you to keep practicing at home. I will be doing a couple of exercises to show what you can do at home. Keep practicing balancing like this. If you have a chair or something, you can hold on to a chair and put one leg up, okay? And try to balance yourself. Look in the front, but don't lose the chair, or you're going to come to me and say, oh, I fell. Well, I didn't ask you to, I asked you to hold it. Until your balance is fine and you can do it like this, okay? Keep practicing this at home. I can show it in the front if there are people who cannot see me like this, okay? Do it and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to see, I can show it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And once you think that you're getting the grip, you can start leaving and quickly go back to, holding it. Then you can use the other leg and do it. This is your balancing exercise, which you need to do routinely. Another one foot in front of the other, look in the front and walk like this, okay? This is going to be, yes. First check your walk, how you walk. And then try to bring one foot in front of the other. It's going to make your coordination accurate, and it's going to help this how you would see, you would actually ask yourself, well, why am I saying this? Because your feet has a connection to your brain. Your feet has a connection to your balance. Your brain and your feet, they work together. This is what called cognition. This is cognitive ability. Your brain is sending the signal to your feet to balance, and the feet is responding to it. So the more you practice, the more faster it gets, and the more you practice, the less there's a chance, the lesser chance of losing this ability. So these are the two exercises. Then we come to balancing. Muscle balancing. If you have a chair, or suppose this is a wall, you can do push-ups. It's going to help you, these muscles and your triceps and your pectoralis. It's going to help you strengthen those muscles, because you need lifting, a lot of lift when you do at home, and you need a lot of lifting, or you're getting up from the chair. So you need those arms, right, to work. So try to balance yourself. If you think that you don't have any weights or something, you can use your water bottles, Like we have small water bottles or cans. Use them in both the hands, and you can, lift them. Like if you're sitting watching the TV, just put them by your side and then do a little bit. It's going to help you improve. And this push-ups, right? So this is going to expand your chest. You will feel more air, more oxygen coming in. It's going to help you improve your breathing also. Now we move to mental and emotional well-being. This is another component after talking detail into the physical activity. We move into the mental and emotional well-being. So mental and emotional well-being is, as I mentioned, that we are talking about dementia here, we're talking about Alzheimer's here. So how is it connected to our emotional well-being? Well, as Dr. Siddiqui mentioned a bit earlier, social activity is one of the most important component in the longevity of life overall, and in the maintenance of psychological and emotional well-being. Positive connections. Remember, not just connections, but positive connections. The people, when we meet, we feel good. We feel contented, we feel happy. Those are the people that we need to look for. I'm not saying that don't meet with to the other people too. Well, this is a society we have to live in. But we, the friends and family that make us feel that heard and understood, are the people that we feel good when we talk to. And just like, maintaining our overall physical health and going a war inside or disaster inside our mind and don't let the world know and I'm all good and I'm fine. No, that's not the way that we deal with the life. It looks good from outside, but when there is certain war going on in the mind and there are so many things and resentments and anger and they did this to me and she did this to me and this, if we carry this is nothing except for burden. So the more we try to leave the baggage behind and move forward, the more lighter the journey gets. This is called self-care. This is an important integral part of self-care, that if we love ourselves, we need to leave behind all the negative emotions, all the negative, resentments and what people said, whatever, matters. So what is the key idea here is taking care of your body and mind is important for your overall well-being. We talked in detail about it in physical activity. Your body and mind are connected. So taking care of your physical health will help your mental health. I hope I have given enough details about that too. And ask for help when feeling stressed or overwhelmed. Well, this is one of the most important factors that we need to emphasize on more. Why? Because we feel shy. We feel like if we're going to ask for help, what people are going to say, or am I not enough for myself? Well, you are. We all are. But there are rough patches in life when we do need, and that is why the friends and family are here for. So there is no harm in asking them, and then there is no harm for them if they can help you. When their time comes, you can reciprocate it too. So ways to support your emotional well-being is spend time with family members and friends. I mentioned it. And then take part in activities that you enjoy and give you purpose. Well, what is this? What is this purpose? Can anybody tell me? What do you think?
For self-betterment.
Yes.
To keep yourself.
Very,
active.
yes. Anybody else?
Like purpose of life, why we are
Yes.
why we are here.
Yes, well, in general, what we want for ourselves, and in specific, there is an overall purpose that why we all are here. And normally, we like to connect this purpose to volunteer work, something that gives us a satisfaction. There is something that's called DOSE, D-O-S-E, that every human being needs to get it every day. What is it? D stands for dopamine, O stands for oxytocin, S stands for serotonin, and E stands for endorphin. How we get dopamine? People go out to gamble and fun ride and adventure. This is dopamine. We feel good, happy, laughter. This is dopamine. What is oxytocin? Good hug. Hug from somebody that you want, that you love, everybody, I have a lot of friends, they can come to me, or a lot of daughters, everybody's my friend's daughters, they're coming and hugging me, but the hug from my daughter is going to bring the maximum amount of oxytocin in me, right? So D, O, and what is serotonin? The calmness, the relaxation, but we get when we do go out and help somebody. They're coming and they're saying, oh my God, you helped us, and this happened, and we're so happy, and this is releasing serotonin in us. This is serotonin we get from the purpose. I just mentioned the purpose, and then here comes these DOSE. E is for endorphins. I mentioned for physical activity. We are doing physical activity, endorphin is releasing. So people who have these hormones released every day in a proper amount, they are the ones who are the most contented. They might not be at the best positions in the world or the kind of concept that we have for successful people, but for them, they're in the best self-care, and their best health, emotional, mental, physical. And I think this is something that should be our focus. Now, we come to ways to support our, yes, we were spend time with family, friends, and take part in activities, eat food with lots of nutrients. Dr. Siddiqui is going to take care of that. Try to find ways to reduce stress in your life. How can you do that? Laughter, friends, good activities that I just mentioned, stay in the purpose, do some volunteer work, leave the baggage behind. She said that God has blessed us with 2 ears, negativity is coming from one ear, you should go out from the other, that is why the 2 ears are. So just forget about those things and take time to pause and notice small things that bring you joy. Oh my God, that's one of the most important thing I should mention here. This is called mindfulness. When we're going out and we're taking a walk, there's trees out there, beautiful trees. Did you see? Did you notice? Every tree has turned green. Now, before it was all snow. We didn't want to go out actually, but now there's such a beautiful greenery. We go out to the lake. We hear the bird chirping. Listen to it. This is going to stay close to nature as much as you can. Every day a smooth stroll. Even at the end of the day, if you think that it's going to be dark, well, it is going to be dark, but it's going to bring you fresh air, close to nature, and it's going to bring you calmness. And then laugh. Of course, I mentioned that. Change your routine every so often to help keep your brain active. Get enough sleep. Sleep is one of the most important factor. It is also related to dementia. As much Dr. Siddiqui is going to talk about hydration, how important hydration is to prevent cognitive decline, sleep is also. Because can somebody tell me, when we cannot have good sleep, what happens to us? The first thing that we lose is what? Energy, yes. And?
The morning. Concentration. We lose the morning.
Yeah. Concentration, exactly. The first thing that we lose when we don't get good night's sleep is the focus. And when we lose focus, we behave like one of those people who are living with dementia. Why? Because what is their issue? Their issue is also that they cannot focus. And depression is one of I would say, reason for something that's called pseudo-dementia. Dr. Siddiqui is going to talk about that later. Pseudo-dementia is something that is that can happen to young people, especially young aged women with little children. It happens a lot with them. They are so much, the body and their mind is so much under stress, one child after the other, and then they're running around the houses with their jobs and balancing everything. They don't understand. It's called mass depression. They're all fine outside, achieving goals, but inside they're depressed. And how can you say that? How can you find it out? How can you figure it out? Because they don't have focus. They're going into a room, doing one thing, they forget it, and they start doing the other thing. Why? Because they're losing their focus. And one of the main reasons to lose focus is also depression. So my emphasis on to leave the baggage behind. Don't think, because life is short, not too long to think about all the negativities that happened way in the past, and we keep overthinking about that. So the best thing is to be in the nature, be in the present moment, and this is called mindfulness. If you guys remember, the last time we came, we showed you certain deep breathing exercises, which is also very good in calming your body. So this is going to help you. And of course, awareness about dementia. Talk to others living with dementia about what they do to support their emotional well-being. So this comes to an end. In the end, I just want to mention, if we have somebody in the family, people who are living with dementia, and we become their care partners, anybody who are grandfather or their father or their mother who are living with dementia, this is something, there are certain symptoms, or you don't perhaps know, they're not been diagnosed yet. They repeat things. They keep on asking questions again and again. If you talk to them, they will come to you and say, I didn't have breakfast. You will say, I gave you breakfast. And then they will say, no, I didn't have breakfast. they will get more agitated. And the more you will argue with them, the more they will get agitated. The thing is that you're right because you gave them breakfast or something that you wanted, and you're persistent about that, and you're trying to make them remember it. You say, you were doing this and you were sitting there and I got, no. Because they simply cannot remember. So we need to be more compassionate towards them. They need a lot of compassion from their career partners and the people around us. The people coming in, then if suppose you have guests around and they will say, hello, how are you, what's your name? And then after 2 minutes they will say, hi, hello, what's your name? And they will keep on asking the same question again. They will leave the things and they will say, I give it to you. No, I give it to you, but you don't remember, where did you put it? Always think of this, that there is something going on with the cognitive decline. So they need more compassion. They're the ones who are suffering. We're the ones who can take care of the...
For the first two pillars, moving without wasting any further time, foods that feed the brain, right? Now, I can talk for hours and hours about the food. Very quickly, 3 takeaways with you, right? This is one of my favorite taglines, that eat food which is grown on plants and don't eat food which is made in plants. Right? And made in plant means all the processed foods. I cannot take one name, but anything which is made by humans, please avoid those foods. And anything with its nature, organic, coming naturally to us, do it. So, as you can see, brain